Hello, friends. Pastor Amy here from Southgate United Methodist Church. It's Wednesday, October 26th, and I've missed a couple of these, just dealing with a loss in the family and travel and things like that. But I want to express my appreciation to all of you who shared your sympathies with me while we were um, grieving my grandmother's passing. But I appreciate all of you and your support during this time. Let's see, what are we doing now? Oh, yeah. So in worship, I wanted to talk about the series we just started last week, which is called Tending the Civic Soil. And, I think it might help if I explained a bit more what I meant or what we mean when we talk about civic soil. Um, when we talk about civic engagement, that's a part of the civic soil that we're talking about. We're talking, for me, the civic soil is like a metaphor for the resources and the relationships within a community that help that community to thrive. So the civic soil can include the things that we share as a community, things like the roads and the electricity infrastructure and all the other things that help us with our daily lives and with communication. Public schools are another thing that we share as a community. Public libraries, as well as public transportation, public anything, is part of that civic soil. And it would also include those places, those offices that help us get, the necessary licenses or certifications we need, whether it's the DMV or the county clerk or whatever. It also includes the health department that uh, does wonderful things to keep us informed about things going on health wise, like COVID, and as well as other things. Reminding us to get our flu shots and making services available to people who really need them. uh, Health department, social services, all of those things are resources and people who make up the civic soil. In addition to that, it's also how well an entire community participates in how we prioritize which problems we work to solve and how we solve them, how we make decisions collectively to solve those problems. These are all things that go into this, what we're calling the civic soil, the things that make up our community and that help us to thrive, or if it's unhealthy, uh, makes things harder for people. So as we're talking over the next few weeks about how do we as Christians, as people of faith, participate in the civic life of our community. It's I think a pertinent issue because as we're approaching an election here in November, uh, it's important to discuss what is our relationship with local politics, national politics. What is the role of a faith community? What's the role of individual Christians? What are we to do? And so, um, even outside of election season, we can still do things to make sure that we are growing a healthy community by tending to that soil. So, we're going to talk over the next few weeks about three things in particular. Next week, we're going to talk about valuing relationships, about recognizing the fact that we need each other and to build those relationships in a healthy way. Even if we disagree with people, we all want to contribute to a community that is great for as many people as possible, great for everyone, ideally. So that's next week. We're also going to talk about the importance of prioritizing justice to make sure that we are doing the best things for as many people as possible, and helping the people who need it most. And so as we engage in problem solving in our community, we have to ask those questions. Is this reflective of God's justice and God's priorities and helping the least and the lost? And then the final week will happen after the elections take place. And we're going to talk about the importance of seeking reconciliation with our neighbors, regardless of who wins an election. So, seeking reconciliation more than we seek electoral victories. Because even if we are on opposite sides of a metaphorical aisle, if we're different political parties, we still live in the same community, and we still all have a lot more in common than what divides us. So those are some things we'll be talking about over the next few weeks, and pulling out some scriptures and some stories of people who even hundreds, thousands of years ago were facing some of these same questions. And how do we build a healthy community um, that that helps everybody thrive? So that's what we're talking about over the next few weeks. Should be I've enjoyed this first week and learning a lot, and I hope you are too. Love to hear from you on um, how it's striking you, and yeah. So hope you all are having a great week, enjoying some lovely fall weather, and remember that God loves you. So do I, and I'll see you Sunday.